Right, I've got two final questions. One is on the G23. This was a movement that asked for various things. There seemed to be a lot of rumbling within the Congress. Where is that? Have all the issues, mentioned by the G23 been addressed? Where does it stand after this?
I think the G23, of course, ceased to exist. All of them have participated in, the Yatra enthusiastically. Kapil Sibal is no longer with the party, but welcomed the Bharat Jodo Yatra enthusiastically. And he's been very dignified in his exit, unlike Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad, who remains the only one of the G23 who is outside the party.
So let's look at the issues they talked about. Yeah, what were the key issues and where is that? One was, of course,
we have an elected president.
Right.
We have a plenary coming up.
Right.
On the 23rd, 24th and 25th of February. Or 24th, 25th and 26th of February in Raipur. Elections to the CWC have been announced. It will be held. I think after Mr. Kharge has taken over as Congress president, of course, understandably, his tenure will pick up momentum once he gets ratified. The appointment becomes regularized, so to speak, after the plenary. But he has been taking steps to empower the local organizations. And through the Bharat Jodo Yatra, we are seeing the strengthening not only of the PCCs, but more importantly of the district Congress committees and the block Congress committees, who are really at the cutting edge of implementing the Yatra.
Now, my final...
A lot of these issues raised by the so-called G23 have in fact been addressed.
And my final question is, okay, you have raised all these big issues, whether it is GST, demonetization, unemployment, prices. What is the Congress going to do about it? You've raised the issue, created awareness in some senses. What is the Congress game plan?
Well, the Congress game plan will unveil itself once, if and when it gets a mandate from the people. But if you have been seeing our interventions in Parliament, if you have been seeing the resolutions that we have passed in earlier meetings of the CWC, we have been very clear as to what we will do and what we will not do. We will not indulge in mindless privatization of public sector that's going on. We will simplify dramatically, radically the implementation of GST. We will have a special regime for not only protecting but also promoting the MSME sector. We will address very meaningfully the problems of the Kisans that have been articulated by the Samyukta Kisan Morcha, particularly in terms of legal guarantee for MSP and so on, other issues that have been raised. We will dramatically increase public investment in health and education and reverse the trend that we are witnessing in terms of privatization of health and education. So I think broadly, it's, the broad contours. The specifics, of course, will get unveiled once we are in power. But, Mario Cuomo once said, former governor of New York, he said that you campaign in poetry and you govern in prose. So right now we are in the poetry stage.
And finally, the BJP has taken your entire welfare plank. I mean, they've appropriated, they do all the pro-poor schemes. What way is the Congress going to be different in terms of welfare schemes?
Well, you're right. I mean, although in the process of doing so, Mr. Modi has had to recant on his earlier positions. He was against the National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. He's now become its great champion. He was against the Food Security Act. He's now claiming credit for it. So yes, I mean, there is a lot of welfareism in what the government is doing. See, governance is both continuity and change. Mr. Modi's greatest problem is that he has never acknowledged the continuity in governance. I think he's the only Prime Minister I know, and I'm a student of Indian political history, a very serious student, that who has never acknowledged, and I said so myself in my speech when the Prime Minister was present in the Rajya Sabha. I said that Mr. Modi should acknowledge continuity in governance, and if he acknowledges continuity in governance, he may find the opposition recognizing change in governance.
No, so that comes to the question of what difference will the Congress bring on welfare? They've already got these huge welfare schemes.
Well, the Congress will certainly make sure that the welfare schemes that are announced are actually meaningful. For example, the social security schemes that have been announced remain headline schemes. They don't remain schemes which are delivering tangible benefits to workers in the unorganized sector. So that's, I mean, one has to look at some of these schemes. The most important scheme, of course, which the Congress has announced, which Mr. Gandhi has spoken right through the Bharat Jodo Yatra, is the Nyay scheme, which is the universal basic income scheme, which is a scheme that was unveiled for the 2019 manifesto, which ensures a basic income of 6,000 rupees per poor family per month. So it's 72,000 rupees per year per poor family. And Mr. Gandhi has repeatedly stressed that this is the single biggest big idea of the Congress if and when it comes to power. In 2004, we gave the right to employment and right to information. In 2009, we gave the right to food. And I think in 2024, if we come to power, the big idea will be the right to a basic income.
So here we are with Jairam Ramesh. We've talked to him about all the key issues as well as what is forward. We are walking towards Jalandhar. After this, there's another day in Punjab before it reaches Jammu and finally at Srinagar. Jairam Ramesh, General Secretary of the Congress in charge of communications, thank you very much for talking to India Today. This is Raj Chengappa.